today we'll take writing. We will take the last part of writing a research paper. I will share it now. Okay, so we discussed how to write a research paper. We said how to narrow and limit our choices, our topics, and here, how to choose a topic. And then we talked about the outline of it and what are the things to avoid, like hasty generalization or being biased. We discussed how to cite the MLA citation or in-text citation, the two ways. We said in text that we write between two commas, marks, and the line. And then after I finished the whole research, I mentioned all the sites again. Girls, do you see the book?
Yes.
Yes. And then we discuss the outline of it, and we say what we write in the introduction, then the body, then the conclusion. Okay. Citation, and we will start here at the revision part. The revision part is on page 499 in your literature book, in case you cannot see well of the screen. 499. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. So I want. Girls, before I start, please, I will leave for a second. I have to charge the laptop. Give me 1 minute.
Miss, can you repeat the page number, please?
Yes, the page is 499.
Thank you.
Miss, I'll go quickly bring my book. I still didn't bring it, okay?
Okay, I'm back. So we charge also the. Okay. We said who will read? Oh, Natalie? Natalie?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Natalie, read dear. Revision.
Revision is a great benefit to having other students and your teacher reading your paper. Listen carefully to their questions and comments on your writing. Applying the advice will help refine your writing. Here are 3 ways to revise your paper.
So he will say to you 3 ways to revise your paper. Okay? The first peer review. Remember previous year at school when we were together, we used to switch our writings. You used to switch your writings before you give it the writing to me. So first peer revise. Read, Natalie.
Me?
Yes.
Step per review. Select the timekeeper. Each write gets 15 minutes.
No, dear, first peer review. This review will evaluate.
Sorry. First peer review will evaluate whether your ideas are interesting and whether they follow together in a logical order. With a group of 2 or 3 people, complete the steps on the following page.
Yes, thank you, Natalie. Thank you, dear. I'll take Dareen. Steps of peer writing, Dareen.
Yes, Miss. Just 1 minute.
Kadra, steps of peer writing, page 499.
Yes. Steps for peer review. First one, select a timekeeper. Each writer gets 15 minutes. Stick to the time. Second one person begins by reading aloud his or her introduction while others members listen. Number 3, pause. The same writer reads the introduction aloud a second time. The fourth step is writer asks, does the introduction make you want to know more? Each member responds as the writer takes notes on his or her draft. The fifth step is writer reads the entire paper, pause, and then read it again. Number 6, as the writer reads, members take notes. Number 7, a writer asks, what question do you have about my paper? Do you understand the idea and how it changed the world? Are you inspired to learn more about it? Writer jots down replies. Number
Yes,
8,
this is
repeat
the
step
way
1.
that, yes, thank you, Kadra. This is the way how your friends check to you. If we were at school, for example, Kadra will hold her essay or her research paper and she starts to read, and then you answer, you tell her whether the introduction is interesting, whether you want to learn more about the topic or the topic is dull and you don't want to know more, whether the thesis statement is clear or not clear. Thank you, Kadra. Lana?
Sorry, Miss Nada, but
Dareen?
the connection was bad, so I had to reconnect it.
Okay, Dareen, as soon as possible.
As soon as possible after pre-review, revise your draft based on your peers' questions and comments. Mark this paper draft #2.
Yes, second, teacher parent review. This is now.
Ask an adult or other older sibling to read your paper and respond to the following. Thesis statement.
This is very important. Thesis statement.
Is my main idea clearly stated in the introduction? Content.
Or not? Is the main idea clearly stated? Do you get the main idea or you don't get the main idea? Is it clear? Okay, continue.
Content. Is there enough information given about the development of the idea, its current uses, and its possible future applications?
Yes, here. Revision. Not from the book, from the slide.
Revision. Remind students that one of the best ways to revise a draft is to put it away for a few days and then return to it with fresh eyes. This kind of authorial distance means that they need to plan ahead and not wait until the last minute to write a draft.
Yes, so a good way is to leave your assignment for a few days and then you go back to it and reread it with fresh eyes so you'll notice if there is any mistake. Thank you, Dareen. Thank you, dear. Kadra? No, Kadra read. Lana. In the first peer review. Lana? Lana? Okay, Layan Fadl. Layan Fadl.
Yes, miss.
Read, dear.
Revision. Huh?
Yes, dear.
Yes. There is great benefit to having other students and your teacher read your paper.
No, we read this, Layan.
Oh, yeah, right.
First peer review here in
Yeah.
this slide.
First peer review. This review will evaluate whether
Here,
you're
Layan, here. You see my mouse?
Yeah. But in the book, it's different.
It is not in the book, dear. That's what I've just said.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It may be more practical for you to pair students rather than have them work in small groups. If possible, pair struggling writers with ELLs or ELLs with strong writers. If possible, make copies of the drafts so that the reviews can see the words instead of relying on hearing them.
So this would have been perfect if you were at class and then you were working in groups and each one of the group stands and says and reads her research paper and then you tell her what do you think of her research paper. Okay, thank you. Then we move to the second page. Here is how you are going to say the part I like best in your paper was this. I was confused by this part. I think you should change what. You could add more about what. Then we go to, we stopped here at the content. So let's reread the content. Okay, thank you, Layan Fadl, Layan Maghrabi. Content.
Miss, from my book?
Yes, from the book.
Yes. Content is there enough information given about the development of ideas, current uses, and its possible future applications?
Yes.
Yes. What information or ideas are missing? Do any points need to be more developed?
Yes.
Organization of
Can you say?
ideas.
Can you say what does it mean? Say hi to the Say hi. Can you say hi? طيب. Layan, can you explain dear for me?
Yes, I think here when like we chose our topic to talk about, we need to provide enough information and how it would be useful for the future and how we can use it now. And then we can check what information we did not add and if we can develop more points.
Yes, great dear. Then continue.
Organization of ideas. Are the main points logically organized? Are good transitions used between paragraphs?
So what are two most important things in organization of ideas?
The transition words and
Yes, transitional words are very important, used between paragraphs and between ideas. And the main points are organized, logically organized, right?
yes.
Yes, thank you. Layan, Lujain. Lujain?
Yes. Miss, I read the final peer pressure.
No, dear, we are still here. We are still in the conclusion. You see my mouse?
Yes, Miss, I'm sorry because I went to the bathroom.
It's okay. Conclusion?
Conclusion. Does my conclusion reinforce the thesis statement? Does it bring the paper to a satisfying close? Grammar,
Yes.
usage,
What does it
punctuation.
mean? What does it mean, Lujain? In the conclusion, what are the most important points in the conclusion?
It should like summarize like main idea of my essay, and I should rewrite like the introduction in more than different ways to conclude my essay.
A satisfying close. Okay. And then the grammar.
Grammar, usage, punctuation, and spelling. Are there any mistakes in grammar, usage, punctuation, and spelling? I should make sure like I wrote everything in the right spelling and like my grammar, are my sentences grammatically correct?
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Continue. Final peer review.
Final peer review. Ask another student to read your paper and evaluate it using the rubric below.
Yes.
Use the following guidelines.
I showed you for the narrative. Each kind of essay has a rubric. Yes.
Your paper should 1. Contain a thesis statement explaining how a certain idea has significantly changed the world. 2. Be organized into an interesting introduction, body, conclusion with good transitions. 3. Give background on the topic and explain past and possible future effects of the innovation. 4. Include in-text
Why?
citations.
Because it's about an innovation. How it changed the word and this.
Demonstrate a clear and interesting style of writing. Include a variety of sentence types. Contain correct grammar, usage, punctuation, and spelling.
Yes, thank you, dear. Thank you, Sarah.
Yes. Our essay should talk about the innovations, or we can talk about different things.
No, you can talk about what you want. Here, the example in your book.
The proofread, right?
Yes.
Okay. The proofread. As you prepare a final draft, make sure you have included standard grammar and punctuation. Proofread carefully for omitted words and punctuation marks. If you use a word processing program, run spell check, but be aware of its limitations. Proofread again to detect the kinds of errors the computer cannot catch.
Yes, so you can check your essay on Grammarly, for example, before you submit it. Okay, final essay.
Yes, share your completed essay with audiences beyond your classroom. Read it to your family and friends. Upload your finished digital copy to your class website. If you have a school or personal blog, share it with your readers.
Yes, the grammar check in the box.
Check your paper. 1. Each sentence is properly capitalized and punctuated. 2. Ideas flow smoothly because of transitional words like first, next, and finally. Then, text is free from spelling errors.
Yes. Before we finish, just read the proofread here.
Nice. One good way to proofread is to have the computer read the draft to you. If students' word processing software offers this feature, encourage them to use it to find errors that their eyes would skip over. If not, simply reading the draft aloud to someone else will help students spot mistakes.
So what does it mean?
that we can use a website in order to detect our mistakes if it's not available, so we can like read it aloud to someone else, and that we can like see where are the mistakes.
Yes, dear. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, so I'll share something else for you here. After we finished how to write a research paper, okay, how to write it and all the steps and the outline and everything, let's check it is writing an effective thesis statement. How to write an effective thesis statement. Thesis statement is the main idea of my passage. Najwa?
Yes, Miss.
Read.
Writing an effective thesis statement. A thesis statement helps unify a paper. It should summarize the main point and guide the paper's development. A thesis statement can be expressed in a sentence or two. However, check your instructor for particular requirements.
Yes, 5 general rules. What are the 5 general rules for writing a good thesis statement?
1. A thesis statement makes an assertion. It's not a simple statement or observation. Fact or observation. More people are attending community colleges. Thesis. Community colleges are attracting more students because they offer job training programs as well as academic courses of study.
So here, people are attending community college. In order to write as a thesis, a good thesis statement, community colleges are attracting more students because they offer job training programs as well as academic courses of study. See how he switched it? Continue, Najwa.
2. A thesis takes a stand. It does not make an announcement. The thesis of this paper is the difficulty of solving the environmental problems of the Indian River Lagoon. The thesis, solving the environmental problems of the Indian River Lagoon, will prove more difficult than many people believe.
Yes, so do not say in my paper, the thesis, my thesis statement in this paper is no. This is an announcement, no. We do not mention ourselves, we just state the thesis statement. Okay, number 3.
A thesis is a main idea, not a title. Title, the effect of the internet on society. Thesis, continuing advances in the internet are having a great impact upon communications in modern society.
The effect of the internet on society is the title of the passage or the essay or of the research paper, but not the thesis statement. Thank you, Najwa. Noor Bilal.
Yes, Miss. Number 4, a thesis statement narrows the topic. Broad, the American automobile industry has many problems. Narrow, the primary problem facing the American automobile industry is competition from foreign automakers.
So as we said before, it is a broad topic. The American automobile industry has many problems. I narrow it, the primary problem, so I will take about what? One problem facing the American automobile industry is competition from foreign automakers. Okay, so narrow it. Number 5, continue.
Number 5, a thesis statement is specific. Vague, John D. McDonald's stories are very good. Specific, John D. McDonald's stories advance the thriller genre by employing intelligent dialogue, introducing environmental and economic concerns, and delving into moral issues.
For example, this is a literary analysis. John D. McDonald's stories advance the thriller genre by employing intelligent dialogue, introducing environmental and economic concerns, and delving into moral issues. So here it is a great thesis statement for literary analysis. Thank you, Najwa. Thank you, Noor. Note. So these are tips and tricks for writing a thesis statement, girls. Noor Abdel Karim.
Yes, Miss. Points to consider when writing a thesis statement. Do not telegraph your thesis. A good thesis do not need to state, this paper will show or I hope to show your point. Your point should be...
So this you have to highlight for the rest of your life. Never, here is highlight. I will try to do it. Here is it. Your point should appear to readers. Never say this paper will show. Never say I hope to show. Never, ever in a thesis statement you talk about this way. Okay, continue, Noor.
How have you explained why? A good thesis statement often answer the question how or why. Consider, for example, the following. A lifestyle of a teenager in the 1960s was very different from a lifestyle of a modern American teenagers. So what?
This is what. Why should a reader continue reading? Yani here you said the lifestyle of a teenager in the 60s was very difficult than today. Why would I continue reading? I understand it is different. Continue.
So what? Why should a reader continue? In what ways are the lifestyle of the youngsters different? Better version of the better version of this statement might be because of advances in technology in lifestyle of modern American teenagers is very different from a lifestyle of teens in the 1960s.
This here, it says why. It says why it's different because of advance in technology. So here, it's a statement, the life of a teenager in 1960 was very different from now. But here I specified it. Because of advance in technology, the lifestyle, this, because here it mentioned why. Here you mentioned what. Here he mentioned what. What is there is a difference in the lifestyle between the two generation here because of what, why and what. Or we can form it in another way.
A young person in the 1960s has fewer options concerning entertainment, education, and career opportunity than do young adults today. This essay could go on to support what the options were.
Yes, thank you, Noor. Malak Wasim used the thesis while writing.
Yes, miss. Use the thesis while writing. A thesis serves a useful purpose. The writer can check the body of the paper against it, since it promises a reader what will follow. If the body contains other information, such as other major reasons for the differences cited, then the thesis might need to be revised.
Yes, so here you use the thesis while writing. A thesis serves a useful purpose. The writer can check the body of the paper against it, since it promises a reader what will follow. It promises you, it tells the reader that you are going to read about what, you're going to read about that and that and that. I will know from what? From the thesis statement. Okay, number 4, continue.
Yes, miss. Provide clear specific support for the thesis statement. Example, high school graduate should be required to take 2 years off to serve in the military or purpose community service projects before entering college in order to increase their maturity and global awareness. The paper follows should present an argument and give evidence to support the claim that students should serve in the military or purpose or pursue community projects before entering college.
Yes. So what does it mean? Can you tell me, Malak? Clear, specific support for the thesis statement,
When they are talking about how high school students or graduates should serve in the military so they can have more, they can be more mature and take responsibilities. And
so this is the thesis statement example. So here the paper that follows should present an argument and give evidence to support the claim. The claim is your thesis statement. The student should serve in the military or purpose community project before entering college. How? So high school graduates should be required to take 2 years off to serve in the military or pursue community service project before entering college in order to increase their maturity and global awareness. This is what? This is a very good example for argumentative essay. I have an opinion. I want to say that the high school graduate should be required to take 2 years off to serve in the military. So this is my opinion. So I have to convince people. So as we took here an example for literary analysis, here an example in persuasion, in persuading. on convincing. Okay, false assumptions concerning these. Yes, dear.
Should we have a thesis statement in the research paper?
Of course.
But isn't it like an unbiased like writing? Like say I'm writing about the history of something. How would I have a thesis statement?
So like what? What is the history? What is the topic?
I'm writing about the history of the Democratic Party.
If you are talking about World War II and Hitler, so we will mention that the word by the end of the World War II. This is, for example, you're going to talk about the ending of the war. By the end of World War II, the shape of the world has been changed into a difficult way. So this is what you say. This is what you will tell. Okay, so give me your topic.
I'm writing about the history of the Democratic Party.
Democrat what?
Party, the voting system.
The Democrat Party, the voting system. So the establishment of the voting system by, and you mentioned who is the one who established it, has changed the faces of the world forever. And then you mention by which are the points you are going to talk about, like by allowing citizens to participate in their in ruling themselves, because democracy is when the citizen rules himself. So by allowing the citizens to rule themselves, democracy or democratic system has changed the face of the world forever. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Miss.
Welcome to you. When will I be biased? When I say the awful democratic system has changed the world, or when I use loaded words with meaning, or the best democratic system, for example. Okay. Who said Miss?
Miss, it's me, Kadra. Miss, can we create our own topics? Like.
Yes, I said yes. You bring your own topics. Okay. Okay, now I want, yes, note. You're the only one with that hasn't read with letter N. Note is not here. Okay, Rima, read. False assumption concerning thesis statement.
Okay. One, a thesis statement always comes at the end.
We say false assumption, okay? False, not correct.
A thesis statement always comes at the end of the first paragraph. This is a natural position for a statement of focus, but it is not the only one. Some theses can be stated in the opening sentences of an essay. Long research papers may require a paragraph or two of introduction. Others might not be fully formulated until the end.
Yes, so a thesis statement always comes at the end of the first paragraph. This is a natural position for a statement of focus, okay? But while we read, we find that sometimes the thesis statement comes in the middle of the paragraph, on the introductory paragraph, on the introduction. So some theses can be stated in the opening sentence of the essay. It can come at the first sentence of the essay. Long research papers, long ones, okay, like a research of 100 papers, might require a paragraph or two, okay, to write. Okay, or other may not be fully formulated until the end. Okay, you understand me, dear? Hello?
Yes.
Continue, Rima.
A thesis statement must be one sentence in length. A complex argument or long research paper might require a tightly knit paragraph to make an initial statement of position.
Yes. So a thesis statement must be one sentence in length. What do you think of it, Rima?
Yes.
It is false assumption.
Wait, I didn't hear your question.
Again, a thesis statement must be one sentence in length.
No, it depends on the length of the essay.
Yes, requires a tightly knit paragraph to make an initial statement of position. So at your research paper, if it's a long research paper, it's not one paper, of course, so you can write more than one sentence for the thesis statement. Number 3, again, girls, we read false. It means wrong assumptions. Number 3.
You can't start writing an essay until you have a perfect thesis statement. It is advisable to draft a tentative thesis statement, but changing and refining a thesis is a natural product of research and evolving ideas while writing.
So I don't know what to do. I have to write the thesis statement now. I don't have a strong, no, wait. Say what are you going to talk about in a plan and draft it on the side, and then while you write more, you change the thesis statement. At the end of your essay or paper, you would get to know a better thesis statement by so this is the point I want to talk about, this is the point I want to talk about, this point I want to talk about. While I write, I added more 2 points, so and then I go to change the thesis statement. So it shouldn't be written at the beginning. Okay, I shouldn't start writing it and then write. No, I can change it after I finish writing. Number 4.
A thesis statement must give 3 points of support. A thesis statement should indicate that the essay will explain and give evidence for its assertion, but points don't need to come in any specific number.
Yes, as much as you want. The points as many as you want. 5.
Thesis statements cover only 1 point. A thesis statement, especially for longer research papers, might make multiple points.
Yes, may take multiple points. Excellent example. The theme, character, setting, irony, conflicts, viewpoint, and plot all contribute. So see how many points all contributed to making Graham Greene's The Heart of the Matter is a Tragedy. Okay. Okay, girls, expanded thesis statement. Expanded thesis statement. Okay. Ragad, read Ragad.
Too simple. I would like to become an automotive engineer when I finish school.
So here, girls, it is a narrative because I mentioned I. Okay, and instead of saying using I, because I cannot use I only can use I in the narrative instead. So this is very important because here how to change the sentence. And instead of a teacher, how would I say that I prefer that without mentioning myself? So read it, Ragad.
Although both automotive engineers and mechanics can work on cars, automotive engineers differ from mechanics in education, professional opportunities, and creative opportunities.
And okay, you see how it changed? And number 2, I enjoy surfing. And instead of I say I enjoy surfing, how would I say it, Ragad?
A first surfing experience can challenge a person's body and lift her spirits.
Without mentioning myself or talk to the reader, or I say I. Number 3, Laura Esquivel's Like Water for Chocolate is an interesting portrayal of Mexican-American mother-daughter relationship. How can I make it better?
And Like Water for Chocolate, Laura Esquivel uses magical realism to illustrate how cultural, generational, and internal conflicts between Mexican-American mothers and daughters all add to the difficulty and character of the human experience.
This is very important, girls. This is the key of thesis statement. All of your questions, answers are here. How I express myself without mentioning I. How I view my point of view without mentioning I. How to twist the sentence. So you never talk to the reader. Okay. Here are some hints for writing a thesis statement. Okay, but the period is finishing, so we continue it next time. Okay, girls? You got it? You understand it? You start writing. Yes, start writing. Okay?
Simon?
Not today. Start writing.
Thank you.
Welcome, girls. See you tomorrow.
Should we start writing?
Yes.
We write?